Hello, Terry here, and today we're going to play Winter. Yeah, that's the title of the game. So we start the game with just a black screen and some text, but I think this is a good game. I don't know. It's a horror game, by the way, in case you don't know, so that's a content warning. Oh. Are you awake? Was it because of me? Perhaps. I hope I didn't scare you. What? What made you say that? Why would I be scared by you? Oh, sometimes I seem to have that effect on people. Interesting. You're too funny to be scary. You're too cute to be scary. You're too beautiful to be scary. Well, that's a way to flirt. Is Brandon awake? We are alone in the room. Oh no. Oh, where is he? I heard noise coming from upstairs. Maybe he's up there. Really? Why is he upstairs on his own? Oh no, Brandon. What is happening? I don't really know, but it seems we are trapped in some kind of place. I heard the voice of a girl as well. I don't think he's alone. Oh no, Brandon. A girl? Well, yes. Is she the owner of this house? Was she lost in the blizzard too? We are lost in the blizzard then. I'm not sure. Why is she up there with him? Why is he up there with her? I got the impression it is some kind of romantic interlude. Romantic interlude? Oh, seriously? It's a presumption, but I'm somewhat certain. And that doesn't bother you? That doesn't bother you? Well, I can't really see why it's any of my business. I just thought you and he... Yeah? Never mind. It's just that... Yeah? Screw it. There's something I've always wanted to tell you, Sarah. What? I've been trying to tell you this forever, Sarah. Why are you confessing? Well, there's something I need to tell you first. Okay. Okay. I'm not Sarah. Oh no. Oh, that is awkward. I didn't mean to startle you. Who are you? Just give me a second here. Let me grab my flashlight. Oh, It's lovely. And where's Sarah? Hello? 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 Before you say anything, I know how strange it must seem. Me, uninvited, sitting next to you in the dark while you're sleeping. But if you would please allow me a moment to explain, sure. Thank you. My name is Erin. I'm from around here. And why are you here? Where is Sarah? Why is Brandon upstairs? Who is Brandon with? I spend my time outdoors. But I guess I was wandering too little long this time. This blizzard was upon me before I even realized. In the darkness, I somehow stumbled across this old house. Well, we are the same then, I guess. No one answered when I knocked, but the door opened when I did and I let myself in. Under the circumstances, I didn't think the owners would mind. I heard the sounds of the couple upstairs and was about to call out. But after listening for a moment, I thought it would be ruder to interrupt. Yeah, we just did something awkward. So I decided to just sit and wait. Interesting. Then I discovered you asleep. All of a sudden, I realized how exceptionally lonely I was feeling. And I just really wanted to be near someone. I didn't want to wake you. I just sat down here hoping you wouldn't mind. No, it's fine, I understand. I'm glad to hear you say that. I assume this isn't your house either, nope? Correct. May I ask how you came to be here? Similar to you, actually. Oh. Oh. The flashlight just jumps around if you... Yep, like that. The three of us were hiking longer than we intended. We were out wandering the woods way longer than planned. Then this blizzard took us by surprise too. I see. It came on so suddenly and there was nothing about it in the forecast. I've never seen it get so dark so quickly. There's something particularly foreboding about it, indeed. The worst I've seen in some time. But I'm glad we found this house to shelter in. Nope, that's a bad premonition. Yes, actually finding this house is also a bad premonition. If I may ask, what is that you have there? Is it a book? Oh yes, I picked this up at the general store. Yes, Cat's definitely talking to buying it. Oh. Myth and Legends of Blackbriar Beyond. Collected by Argyle. It's interesting. The clerk said there was some local tales in it. I see. And what is the local tales? I had a quick look through, not sure how interesting it is. That's a shame. What are some of the tales? Let's see, there's... Arya unending her many children. I'm not very fond of children. The Reverse Manual of Charles Bellamy. That sounds like possibly the silliest thing ever, yes. Palmer Stanwyck's Haunted Shotgun. Okay, that one's silly. I was mistaken. The Tragic Tale of Leth Winters. Oh, that sounds interesting. Could I ask you to read a little of that to me? Okay. Oh, I don't like it. This game is good. Even though it's short, Myth and Legends of Blackbriar Beyond, Chapter 4, The Tragic Tale of Leth Winters. They say that Leth Winter was born under a cursed moon, that her mother didn't survive giving birth, and her father couldn't survive without his wife, that Leth herself barely survived the orphanage she ran away from, much like the life of prostitution she fell into afterwards. It's a bit lagging, sorry about that. Much less the life of prostitution she fell into afterwards, and her pimp didn't survive the night he finally went too far. But Leth did, however, survive in the woods she fled to and took refuge in afterwards. They, in this case, were the townsfolk of Terrorose, a small settlement that bordered the woods Leth lived in, and they had largely forgotten that everything they knew about Leth was all born from rumor and gossip. Leth never spoke a word to dispel the belief. In fact, Leth never spoke a word at all while she was in town. It was unclear whether Leth was born mute or become so out of the trauma she had experienced, and with her being unable or unwilling to confirm or deny said trauma, the assumptions eventually became accepted. Interesting. Terrorose wasn't without its eccentric and outsiders. Even with the intrigue, Leth would have been dismissed as an odd but harmless recluse if it hadn't been for her appearance. Despite being unkempt, she was strikingly beautiful, with dark, deep eyes, ruby red lips, and exquisite, if generally a little grabby skin. The attention she drew from the sons and husband of Terrorose did not go unnoticed by the own folk. Leth herself was not unaware, being careful to not cause or attract any trouble whenever in town. She would trade the seeds, berries, and other things collected in the woods and managed to coexist peaceably with Terrorose and its inhabitants. Early one autumn, the more keen-eyed among the town gossip noticed Leth's figure changing. Interesting. Are you Leth? Speculating she was with child, Leth found more and more unwelcome attention fixated on her with each trip to town. Over time, it became apparent that Leth was indeed pregnant, and talk spread like wildfire through the town. Speculation as to identity of the father was the topic of everyone's lips. Every woman suspicious and every man suspect, which, true to form, Leth did. Nothing to quell, making no attempt to provide any answers and ignoring any and all attempts at inquiry. So the people came to their own conclusions. Some said it was obviously Woodsman Denther, as there was no one from the town who spent more time in the woods than he. Others suspected Mayor Rigby, who was known for his less than scrupulous behavior. Even others, Father Nathaniel, who was inversely known for being nothing but scrupulous. The less gracious of the gossipers opined that Leth was raped by bandits, which of course she brought on herself by living alone. No, Leth. That is just gaslighting. Fuck you. Yeah, that's gaslighting, Leth. You're all sick in the head. Without the protection of a husband. And then there were the other jealous among the population who were convinced Leth was carrying the child of none other than Lucifer himself. That idea was largely dismissed, at least at first. Leth was already becoming unpopular under the weight of so much suspicion, but then things started going wrong around town. Strange accidents, spoiling food, lame animals, all with a frequency that made it increasingly impossible to dismiss as coincidence. It wasn't long before the townspeople started believing they were cursed. Then they quickly concluded who the source of the curse was. The next time Leth visited Trail Sand, the people made it clear in no uncertain terms that she was no longer welcome. Interesting. Exiled and friendless, Leth did her best to brace for trials ahead, but nothing could have prepared her for the harshness of the winter that was to greet her and the newborn. The little the woods offered her was soon froze under the unrelenting snow. She did as best she could with what she had. Her incredible resourcefulness and resilience brought her much further than many others, but without any support, the unfamiliarity of motherhood took its toll. After all the years of prevailing against the odds, this was one situation that she wasn't going to survive. If not for her child, she may have resigned herself to her fate. Desperation eventually convinced her to seek out help from those that hated her. The journey to town usually only took an hour or so, but with the snow both hampering visibility and restricting movement, the sun was setting well before Leth reached the town gate. The darkness that followed was the blackest in memory. Oh no. I'm shivering. I love this one. I love this game. By pure determination and perhaps some miracle, Leth made it to the village, clutching her child to her breast. To Leth's dismay, she found all the public places were shut. The tavern, the lodging house, even the church was dark and silent. She would have to turn to the residence. Leth went from house to house, knocking on doors and windows. Those that actually opened their doors either immediately slam it in her face or berated her for bringing the curse upon them. Door after door was shut to her. Realizing that no one would be willing to give her quarter, she started to hold out a small bundle of blankets instead, pleading with her eyes just to save her child if they weren't willing to save her, but none would. Fear and suspicion had left the town people as cold and callous as the winter consuming them. Finally, with the last door closed to her, Les staggered to the town square wailing hopelessly, the desperation, animosity, and biting cold exhausting her completely. Knowing her end was near, she filled her lungs with what would be her last breath, and screamed into the night with the last of her strength. Let her in. The whole town heard the cry even above the howling wind. Then all was silent. An unnatural eerie stillness fell on the town. No one slept that night. All were uneasy and disturbed. When light finally returned in the morning, they found the snow had stopped falling for the first time in weeks. Slowly, people started venturing out of the safety of their homes. Then they found exactly what they were expecting. Leah's body, frozen solid, hunched over protecting her child. Nobody dared touch her, even to discover the fate of their baby. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Finally, Father Nathaniel arrived and after pushing through the crowd, rushed to Leah's side. With great effort, he pried the bundle from Leah's petrified grasp. The blanket cracked from the cold as he unwrapped them. Oh. There was nothing inside. Everyone was terrified. Over the coming days, speculation ran hot among the villagers. Oh, I'm terrified. Had anyone actually seen the child? Did anyone see a face in the bundle desperately offered at their doorstep that night? Did it even exist? The father attempted to bury Leah in the cemetery, but the people, now more convinced of a curse than ever, wouldn't let him. A mob seized the body, took it out of the town and burned it. Horrified by everything that had transpired and the people's behavior, Nathaniel left. Left Trail Sand not long after, shaking the dust from his feet as he went. 3 months passed and the disturbing events began to fade from the collective consciousness. Even though at night people would often hear scratching and knocking at their windows, but finding no one there on inspection, it was easy enough to dismiss it on windy nights, much less when all was still. Then children started going missing. Mysteriously and without a trace. 1 at first, then 2 within few weeks. Then the Dunter twins disappeared a month later. Then another and another. By the anniversary of Leah's death, there wasn't a single child left in Trail Sand. Well, isn't that horrifying? Sick with grief and fear, the population quickly dwindled, until finally the last few remnants abandoned Trail Sand, leaving it to ruin. The exact location of Trail Sand is lost to time. The town and cities of Blackbriars are unsure of mysterious happening. It is entirely possible one of them is built on its long deserted remains. So if you find yourself in Blackbriar on dark snowy night and there's a knock on your window, it may not just be the wind. Oh, I like it. And we are in that place, isn't it? Hello. Okay. That was quite a tale. You heard that? Did you hear that? What? The window knocking. I didn't hear anything. Interesting. I swear someone knocked. Perhaps it was just the wind. No. It definitely wasn't the wind. If you're trying to frighten me, it won't work. I don't scare easily. Really, I love it. I'm not. I'm scaring myself. You hear that now? Oh? Hello, not talking? Hey! Oh! The end. Okay, bye-bye. I let her in, made by Lazy Tiger. It's not lazy at all, it's nice. Thanks for playing. Actually, it's a bit... Oh yeah, it is. It is a bit like just slapping the thing, but it's beautiful. Damn, I love it. How? Well, we return here, so I guess that's all for Winters. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoy it. Even though it's kinda lagging, but you could see that it's actually a horror game with good pacing. What do you call it? I'm not really good at English word. So yeah, that's all. Bye bye.